Hello, my loves. Okay, so I have another video coming out, and you guys are gonna have a surprise. I always get distracted in my videos. I don't know why. But you guys are gonna have a surprise, and I have a video coming out tomorrow. But I was just gonna tell you guys about all my illnesses. Okay, so you guys have been asking me multiple times about all the illnesses that I have ever since I posted. That's so annoying. Ever since I posted the video of my, like, saying that I had illnesses and stuff. Okay, so I have multiple illnesses. Some I was born with and some that I wasn't. So let's start with the ones that I was born with. So I was born with asthma. As a kid, it was really, really bad. Like it was more like I don't know how to explain it, like allergies type thing. Like in the summer, it was really bad because I would always have asthma attacks because like of like the pollen or like, you know them, I do not know what those are called. Those like puffy white flower things that you blow and yeah. Don't come for me in the comments. I don't know what those are called. But so I had like those, and those would like get in, like my sisters would just purposely just go and blow them all over me, and then I would have an asthma attack. So that's gotten better with time. Sometimes I just randomly have asthma attacks. I have no idea why. Still think it's related to allergies more than asthma. But sometimes it is hard for me to breathe. So if I'm out of breath, a lot, then that's the reason why. I'm also fat, but yeah, that has nothing to do with it. So, sorry, let me not do that. So anyway, there's that. I was also born with double hip dysplasia. So when I was born, I think it's when I was born, don't quote me. And if my family is on here watching my videos, please comment or the right thing if I'm saying it wrong. But basically, my hip was dislocated, and I don't know at what age I got it popped back into place or something. But it was like my hip. I have something on my lip. My hip or like hips. I have no idea if it was one hip or two hips, but I know for a fact my hip was out of place. One of them was. And so it was out of place. And then I don't know, like when I was younger, it was really, really hard for me sometimes because I'd be walking or I'd be playing, on the playground like any normal kid, and my hip would just go out of place. And it's going to do that for the rest of my life. I used to have braces for my hips, but yeah, I stopped wearing those along with all the other necessities that I need to be wearing. And I know that's bad, but yeah. So, yeah, my hip still comes out of place sometimes. And sometimes, like, I'll just, like, all day long, it'll feel like it's going to come out of place, but then it won't. My right hip is my worst. And if I'm not around my mom, which now I'm not, I'm in a completely different city than my mom. I live in a different place than I lived before now. So now I'm not around my mom at all, She's still in the same place, but I'm not. And so it's hard because my mom is like one of the only people that knows how to correctly pop my hip back into place. And when I tell you guys, I will never get used to the pain of popping my hip back into place. I will never get used to that pain. You'd think it's happened so many times throughout my 26 years of life that I'd be used to it, but I legit am not used to it. Like, I never get used to it. I still cry like a baby. Sometimes it's not as bad as other times, but most of the time it's pretty bad. And I'm in tears, bawling and screaming. And especially when I'm not around my mom, which, like I said, now I'm not. So it's harder on me because, I'll call my mom and I'm like, Mom, my hip's out of place. And she'll guide me through it. But it's a longer process and it prolongs the pain, so it's pretty bad. That illness still bothers me a lot. Like I said, the asthma doesn't really bother me as much. And so, yeah. Now, I just figured out because, okay, when I was a baby, the doctors told my mom that I had colic and everything else. I just figured out about a month ago, I want to say, a month or so ago, I just figured out, I don't know the exact time, but that it wasn't colic, that I was actually having seizures, as a baby. And as a kid, it was actually seizures. It wasn't like colic or anything else they tried to make it out to be. It was actually seizures. And my new neurologist, I'm gonna have to get a new one. But besides the point, my new neurologist that I had for, a couple weeks or so, told me, when he did the EEG, that it was coming from my right temporal lobe. And that if I would have gotten help back then and my mom would have stuck to her gut and said, my baby's having seizures, it's not colic, then I would have been able, not necessarily to fix it, because epilepsy is not really curable. I mean, you can take medicine and stuff like that, but I mean, you're never really seizure free. And so, yeah, sorry for that. Somebody in the background is being crazy. Anyway, but yeah, so with that being said, I have epilepsy, and I just found out not too long ago I have narcolepsy as well. So it's so confusing for me because sometimes I think that it's seizures when it's sleep attacks, or my limbs will fall asleep and I don't even know how to explain it because that part's new to me. I've been having seizures for a long time. Well, my whole life, but I didn't know, that they were seizures when I was younger. My little brother, he's 2 years younger than me, he just grew out of his seizures. He used to have seizures. He just grew out of them. I think he had them one time or a couple times. I'm not sure. But he just grew out of them. But me, I never did. So yeah, that's kind of hard for me to deal with. Sometimes they get so bad and sometimes that they, they're fine, I can control them and I could not have a seizure for a couple weeks or a couple months or whatever. But then out of the blue, I get a cold or an infection. Sorry guys, it's really emotional for me to talk about, but I get a cold or an infection or something, and then they start up again, or sometimes they just do it for no reason. I have to find someone who can biopsy this. I don't know what to call it, a mass or a hematoma, or, it's something right here. And it's this knot, and I think that that's what's causing it. So I need to go get a biopsy, but that's really scary because that's in my head, so it wouldn't just be a little thing, it would be a big thing. So yeah, my narcolepsy, it does not bother me as much as the epilepsy does. Sometimes I do get very tired. Example, I was with somebody in a car and I was driving. I wasn't driving, they were driving, but I was in the passenger seat. And literally they were like trying to get me to stay awake, and I could not stay awake. I couldn't. I kept dozing off, and then I'd hear the music, and like I would like wake up and I'd like bob my head to the music so that they wouldn't know that I was falling asleep, but they knew I was falling asleep. So it's funny now that I think about it, but sometimes I am just so exhausted, I just cannot keep my eyes open. I can't. I just fall asleep. You know, if that be sitting up, if that be standing up, I'll feel so dizzy that I'll have to sit down because I'll feel it. And sometimes that's the epilepsy, sometimes that's a narcolepsy. It's just so much that I have to deal with now. I also have a mass on my right side of my boob, and I have to go get that biopsied again for the second time and get another mammogram again for the second time. But people, they don't really listen. Doctors do not really listen. So if you guys have any advice about that, please let me know, because I would really love to have a doctor listen to me. It's really, really hard to get doctors to listen to me, you know, because I have so many illnesses. And so, you know, some doctors are just like, yes, you know, there's something wrong. And then other doctors are just like, okay, whatever. Here's your Keppra, which I take Keppra. I take 3,000 milligrams of Keppra a day, which is a very lot of medicine, but I do take it. I quit taking it for a while because I just felt like it was not working, but it hurt me in the long run to not take it. So now I take all of my medicines the way I'm supposed to, and I'm on new medicines now, and they seem to be working. I still have episodes. Sorry, that somebody was on their motorcycles or something. But I still have episodes now. But when I do, I just try and breathe. Sorry, guys. When I do, I just try to breathe and take it one day at a time. I've tried many different diets, you know. I've tried the vegan diet. I've tried the vegetarian diet. I've tried the pescatarian diet. I've tried the keto diet. I have tried so many different diets to change up. I've cut a lot of things out of my life. Like, I don't do dairy, and I try my hardest. It's so hard to find gluten-free everything, but I try to do like organic if I can, like vegetables and fruits, organic, which are a little bit more pricey, but I try. And then I also try to do like gluten-free. And sometimes the diets really do help. The diet that I felt that was the absolute best, that helped me, and that's just my personal opinion, and it's just what helped me, you know, it doesn't always help everybody, was pescatarian. I feel really, really good whenever I am a vegan. I feel really good, and that's something that I'm passionate about, being as a vegan, but it is so hard for me. And it's not hard for me really about like dairy, because I don't drink dairy, period. Like, I drink almond milk, you know, or hemp milk, or whatever vegan milk I can find. I drink that. And then it's not hard to find gluten-free stuff or organic stuff, and I love fruits and vegetables. It's not hard for me to eat red meat at all, to not eat red meat at all, because I don't, I don't like red meat. Come for me, but I don't. It just does not agree with me. I don't eat pork, period. And hamburger meat, I eat it sometimes, but it's very, very hard for me to eat meat. I do like chicken and fish sometimes, but it has to be like a certain way or cooked a certain way. I'm just really picky, and I just don't like it. My body doesn't like it. So what I found, eggs, they really help me, but I don't know. It's hard for me to be a vegan. I have tried. So, but I have a grocery haul coming soon, because you guys have asked me what I eat in a day. You guys have asked me what I eat, because, you know, I've switched from so many different diets. So that's coming up, and a lot of other things are coming up. But I just wanted to update you guys about my illnesses. And I am going to start doing things like, if I have a seizure or something, and it's not too much, if somebody can record it for me, then maybe I'll show you guys or whatever. So you guys are more aware, and I am going to start being more aware about, when I go to the doctor and doctor's visits and things like that, because you guys do need to know, and, but it was really hard for me to talk about for a long time because I didn't have a definite, okay, this is what you have, this is what's going on, this is where it's coming from. And I'm a very OCD person, and that just messed with me so bad. I didn't understand where it was coming from, why it was doing that, I didn't understand that. So when I finally got the answer, like, hey, you have had this illness, but they didn't catch it. It wasn't epilepsy then to them. It was colic and then other things, and now I know it's coming from my right temporal lobe. And now I know, like, TMI. So if you guys do not want to hear this, then just skip ahead a little bit. But my seizures sometimes are so bad. I use the bathroom on myself. Sometimes they're so bad I quit breathing. My mom has had to do CPR on me. And I threw up in her mouth when I was having a seizure. She's had to do CPR on me because I couldn't. I've fallen, I've hit my head. I mean, there's endless things, So if you guys want to know just about the epilepsy or just about one of my illnesses that I have put on my many illnesses of this video, then comment down below what you guys want to know more about, and I will just go into depth on that specific illness. So this video is getting really long, so I'm going to talk to you guys later, and I love you guys, and make sure you guys subscribe. And if you're new to my channel, hello, how are you? Hit the notification bell so you guys get all my video updates, and share it up. Love you guys. Bye. My loves. So I forgot something that's really, really important, well, to me, and it affects a lot of people. So I am almost completely deaf. Doesn't seem like it, but I really am. Ask literally everybody that's around me. I am deaf. So I'll be yelling sometimes and people are like, you're really loud. And I'm just like, oops, because I cannot hear myself. So this ear is completely deaf. Like my eardrum is busted in there and everything. Like it's completely deaf. And then this ear is almost completely deaf. I can't even remember what percentage that was, but I'm pretty sure that it's a lower percentage now. So I don't know. I feel like, God is blessing me because I feel like he blesses me because I can sing and everything, and I may not be able to hit the high notes the very best or anything, but I can sing, and that's all I can ask for. I can sing, and I shouldn't be able to sing because sometimes I can't hear the notes and stuff, but I've like trained myself because I've been deaf for so long. Like I've trained myself to be able to like hear the notes and stuff. Not really hear them, but like I can't explain it. Like I can't explain it. If I'll look up what I can do and then I'll explain it in another video. But I literally completely, I don't know, I cannot think today and I cannot explain it, but it's so weird because like I said, I can sing and I shouldn't be able to. So I feel blessed. But I just wanted to tap in and tell you guys, you know, about my illness. So I love you guys. I don't know what is wrong with me. See, yeah, that happens a lot. I space out. So normally I cut that out of my videos, but I told you guys I'm going to start being real with you guys now. So I'm not going to cut that out. But I'm going to get off here. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.